Be cool, be kind, be classy. The cupcakes are sweet and sexy. Have fun and enjoy the journey. Just have a good attorney. No big whoop, no biggie. She lives near New York City. Not just a YouTube show. When you know, you better grab a straw. Learn about the law. It's cool here in the shade, sipping motions and lemonade. Cool heads will prevail, kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Oh, Melanie Little is going live. Oh no, where is Melanie? Follow the island's melody. Is a concert within reach. No surprise, she's at Jones Beach. She heard some music far away. Captain Jack's at Harbor Bay. He sings and his piano plays. Not all sounds are waterways. Speaking Yiddish and Latin, it's not just for Manhattan. It's for Goethe and Machegas. Ridiculous that insanus. Oy vey, Marcus. Proceed, that's for schmucks. Be cool, be kind, be classy. My cupcakes are sweet and sassy. And not just a YouTube show. When you know, cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Melanie Little is going live.
Tag, you're it. Tag, you're it. You guys are funny. You guys are the funniest chat on YouTube, and you know it. And you own it, and you bring it every single time. Bringing it. They're back. And we're going back.
CF 2603, State
Orange
of Florida
County,
versus Sarah
Florida.
Boone. Let me get appearances for the state.
Steve Cacciatore on behalf of the state.
Cacciatore.
Defense.
James Owens for this Boone. Tony Henderson for Sarah Boone.
Kevin back on behalf of this Boone jury.
Ms. Boone is seated at counsel's table wearing the same clothing from this morning. Are we prepared to bring back in our jury at this time, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to make another motion. Judge, I've had a chance to read this transcript, and I'd like to draw your attention to a few pages.
Which transcript are we referring to, sir?
The October 4th, 2024 deposition of Dr. Tanya Werner.
Okay. Yes, sir. I have it in front of me.
May I see it?
Yes, sir.
I'm referring to page 38 at the very bottom, line 21. Answer, I need to go through my notes and think about it and process it. But I had other depositions, as you were aware yesterday, so I had to prepare for those and go through that. So I had not had time to process through all of my notes prior to this deposition today. Page 39. Line 2, well, doctor, I'm not trying to inconvenience you. You know, the judge set for October 7th for jury selection. Line 5, she answered, okay. Question at 6, but I don't anticipate your testimony would be until later, you know. Maybe we could discontinue your deposition and then reset it when you've got time to review. Because obviously I'm not going to want to take your deposition and then you have other opinions that are not going to be covered. Then at 13, Mr. J says, what is your position? Then at 14, Mr. J, conducting discovery after the jury trial starts is completely unacceptable to me, so that's my position. If she needs to issue a supplemental report, or if there becomes a need for a second deposition, then we can address that. But it would be my position that we need to get this done because the state doesn't have any appellate rights once the jury is sworn and jeopardy attaches. Line 23, Mr. Owens, well, you obviously understand my position. I'd like to finish the deposition today as well. But if she is holding out that she may have other opinions and other diagnoses after she has had more time to think, review the paperwork, then obviously that creates an issue. The witness on line 4, page 40. But if that happens, I can bring that forward And then you can add to your deposition at that point. If my opinions change after having reviewed further. Line 8, Mr. Owens. Mr. J. Line 9, Mr. J. I think you need to plow ahead. This is our time where the court reporter is prepared to give us a transcript by the end of the weekend. And if something needs to be amended, then she can A, issue a report, and then B, if you need to take a deposition, an abbreviated deposition on the limited subject matter she is not prepared to testify about on today, then we can do that. But the notion of halting a deposition today that is set for 3 hours and then doing a 3-hour deposition during trial, especially after jeopardy is attached, is not what the state would do. Line 23, page 40, Mr. Owens. I'm not suggesting that, Mr. J. I'm suggesting that we just said at the very beginning. I'm suggesting what you just said at the very beginning, which is let's finish. But if she has some supplement, then I would want to take a brief second deposition as it relates to any new diagnoses or opinions. Then Mr. J goes, I think he gets confused about an issue relating to a diagnosis of an adjustment disorder or anxiety disorder. So we get down to the bottom of page 41, line 22, Mr. J. Okay, so on this topic, if something new comes up, then we can address it. But if we have other topics to depose her on, then I would suggest we go on. And then page 42, line 1, Mr. Owens, I agree. And Dr. Werner, just let the state attorney know. I know that you may be, we are on short time. If you do review your notes over the weekend or whatnot and formulate any other opinions, just let the state attorney know and we'll address it. Line 7, the witness, absolutely. That was our understanding. I've been ambushed by a new opinion that I was not made aware of by any kind of report. I was not notified by Dr. Werner. I was not notified by the state attorney, William J. I first heard about the opinion when she testified to it, and I objected to it, relating to imminent threat, the ultimate issue of fact. I moved for a total dismissal for prosecutorial misconduct.
Denied.
Oh, that was
And here's the other reason it's
quick.
denied. Page 38 of the deposition, specifically that you made reference to, starts at page 21, line 21. The question preceding that is important. Question 14. So from my understanding, when you just said was, yeah, I agree with general anxiety disorder that she had been diagnosed with. Answer, no. I said it would be generalized anxiety disorder versus adjustment disorder, and that I hadn't had time to fully formulate that opinion out. This entire conversation pertains to those two issues, anxiety disorder and adjustment disorder. Has nothing to do with PTSD, nothing to do with battered spouse.
The judge, we go on, and I see what she's doing, that she's saying, hey, I got jammed up. I had a deposition yesterday. I didn't really have time between the evaluation and the deposition 2 days later. She had a deposition in between to really think about it, really review my notes. So as a catch-all, I said on page 40, if you have other
I agree with him.
opinions or other diagnoses after she has more time to think and review the paperwork, then obviously that creates an issue. So yes, that was initially what she was talking about specifically, but I realized what she was saying was she was going to have to reflect on a lot of these opinions. So
That's respectfully, sir, that's not what it says. That's specifically in line with the anxiety disorder versus adjustment disorder. That was the entire topic that was being conversed with. Now, later in the deposition, there are references, as I believe that I identified previously. Give me a moment.
law students in the chat. This is why it is so important to make a good record during a deposition. And I think he did, because it is the state's obligation to supplement this doctor's report if she's going to come to some additional opinions. I don't think they did that. And it's important also to point out that this deposition was taken on October 4th, and the trial was supposed to start on the 7th, but remember the hurricane came through, so it was adjourned to the 14th. So she even had more time And I remember thinking it was weird that they started jury selection on the 14th because here in New York, it's a court holiday for Columbus Day, but in Florida, apparently they have court. So they had plenty of time to supplement her report and they didn't do it. And I kind of got to agree with them here. But the judge clearly read it during his lunch break.
On page 59, line 22, question is asked, okay, and do you intend on expressing any other opinions other than what we've spoken about here today? Line 25, no. I will answer whatever questions I'm, moving to page 60, line 1, asked. Page 60, line 11. Well, let me just start with 2 because it gives it more context. Question, well,
Only experts can watch testimony. Camera's grammar says that I didn't know a witness could watch testimony. Only experts can.
I'm asking now. I mean, you're the expert. I'm not. You're the one that's evaluated her. You're the one that's given her the test. I don't know the field like you do. You know the field. I understand you've said, hey, I want to think some more about, hey, I want to think about this some more. I want to review my notes some more to see if, but in terms of right now, without any further reflection, without any further answer, yes, sir, question, reading of the notes, any other opinions that you think you could express in any form or fashion with all this experience, almost 1,000 jury trial or 1,000 trials you've testified as an expert. Anything else that comes to mind that may be an opinion that you might express in Sarah Boone's case? Answer. Anything else that I'm asked with regard to her diagnosis come into play with regard to her case, I guess? Question. What other opinions do you believe you're qualified to express as it relates to Sarah Boone and the facts and circumstances relating to this case? Anything with regard to her diagnosis, I guess. 61. Of those 4 things we mentioned, line 2, correct.
And Judge, the 4 things were mentioned were related to the anxiety disorder, the narcissism, the battered spouse, the alcohol use disorder, which are in pages 58 and 59. But the overall thrust of that was any other opinions that were expressed. That was in good faith what we were doing. I would have, like I said before, I would have never taken her deposition. Once she said I hadn't finished my analysis and I may need additional information, just like he said the other day, Dr. Harper, if you get those additional medical records, Mr. Owens, about Jorge Torres and give them to Dr. Harper, then I'm going to want to take her deposition again. The same rules apply. Why would I take her deposition when she hasn't finished?
Because the court ordered you to take her deposition because there were concerns about being able to have all of this done prior to trial. And you had concerns about what she was going to testify to. And the court set a scheduling order as to when, how, where, and the deadlines for those depositions to be conducted.
That prosecutor should have let me know. If he was going to ambush me at trial, I should have known beforehand about a new opinion that Dr. Warner was going to express, especially related to battered spouse, post-traumatic stress, and whether or not there was an imminent threat at the time of this event.
And the courts addressed that. The court did exactly what was required by binding precedent by the 6th District Court of Appeal and held a Richardson hearing. Analyzed the 3 factors as required by Florida law with regard to those and gave you the opportunity as a cure. Now, with regard to your request to strike or dismiss the case due to prosecutorial conduct, the case law by the 3rd District Court of Appeal filed April 10, 2024, State of Florida versus Denninghoff, Denninghoff, and I can provide you a citation momentarily, states that dismissal is an extreme sanction to be used with caution and only when a lesser sanction wouldn't achieve the desired result.
Okay, then just
Specifically dismissal.
Just strike the witness's testimony to get her. He's going to ask for the most he can get, like ask for the biggest thing and then be willing to settle for something less.
Of an information or indictment is an action of such magnitude that resort to such sanction should only be had when no viable alternative exists. There were multiple viable alternatives, including but not limited to my request, an inquiry of whether or not you wanted that struck and the instruction to strike that opinion, which you demurred and said, no, I want it for cross-examination. And I gave you the opportunity twice to depose her here in open court, which I oversaw with regard to any opinion that she had based on the proffer or any other opinion that she would be offering today. For those reasons, the court is not going to exercise its discretion and strike due to the extreme nature of striking a criminal charge and for the adequate remedy that has been provided to you. Is there anything else, sir, we need to address?
May I supplement the record?
Yes, sir.
Judge, this deposition did not end on page 40 or 41 or 42. Mr. Owens took a direct examination of this deponent for 68 pages, and then it was turned over to myself for cross-examination during the deposition. Beginning on page 75, I asked the deponent, what did the defendant say about the murder? What she said on page 78 was that, starting at line 13, and she said there was a suitcase and some clothes that had gotten out to donate, and they were trying to get that together. And it was on the floor in the living room. And that, as she was coming down the stairs, she saw him kind of slipping into the suitcase as a hiding place. As she said, I saw him in the suitcase and I zipped him up and we were laughing. She said then he said he couldn't breathe, and I remembered feeling I couldn't breathe when he was choking me or sodomizing. And I was angry and I shook the suitcase. I lost control of the suitcase and it flipped. And she goes on and on about what happened. Defense counsel was there. He heard this testimony that there was no imminent danger presented at the time that she began getting angry, shaking the suitcase, hitting him with a bat, so on and so forth. And he didn't ask her that question after she had specifically instructed him, if you need an opinion of mine, you've got to ask me the question. It's unfair to experts to be thrown with this catch-all provision of please tell me any opinion about this case that you may think is relevant. Well, what the doctor may think is relevant is different than perhaps what counsel thinks is relevant. So it's really an unfair criticism of the state and probably more likely self-reflective that this deposition, this opportunity to ask about this obvious issue did not occur. So that is what I would like to supplement the record with. The deposition was substantially longer than page 41 or 42, where it's acting like it's concluding and, is there anything else? The state would just submit, I understand very well what my ethical duties are. I do not have any ethical duty to provide him an unrecorded statement that is not inconsistent with prior testimony. This doctor did not give me any unrecorded statements inconsistent with her testimony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I'd like to add on page 79 that Dr. Warner claims that Sarah said he put his two fingers out and I hit them with a bat. So there was rule of completeness. But for him to say that that's not standard operating procedure when you're taking a deposition of an expert.
Mr. Owens, I've ruled, sir. I understand.
Make
I
the
understand
record.
your position. However, the questions that were specifically asked, which gave rise to this, specifically pertain to opinions of PTSD. I'm not going to rehash any and all of those things. The record speaks for itself. The court has ruled. Your motion for dismissal of the charges is denied. For the record, the citation that the court relied upon with regard to Denninghoff is located at 388 Southern 3rd, 10055, located at pinpoint 1057, Florida, 3rd District Court of Appeal, April 10th, 2024. With that, are we ready to bring back in our panel?
No, sir.
Okay.
Judge, I've got Earhart's Florida Evidence 2023 edition, volume 1, Charles W. Earhart.
Let me tell you how you're going to rule on this, sir. I'm going to allow you, as I set up here at sidebar, to go into the facts that she relied upon and what it is that she utilized. I'm going to allow you, sir, as I set up here at the bench before the lunch hour, to go into those opinions that she didn't offer here today. And on rebuttal, Mr. J,
That's
I'm
not
not going
fair.
to allow you to stand up and say, may I voir dire, that wasn't one of your opinions today. You can address all of that and redirect. Is that clear?
I don't think that's fair ruling. She can't just come up with new opinions today.
Judge, let me just review to see if, because I had several
What you had inquired of me, Mr. Owens, up here, was that you wanted to go into these other facts, medical records, text messages, statements, and you said, if I can't do it now because he's going to object, I'm going to call her and assert rebuttal. And the problem, as the state pointed out, is that you can't use her as a conduit to admissible evidence on direct examination. And that if you want to do it, you got to do it now. And your argument was it goes to her bias, it goes to her credibility, and that you're permitted wide discretion on cross-examination. I agree with you. I agreed with you before the lunch hour. My ruling hasn't changed.
Do you want what's behind the curtain or do you want what's in the box?
I'm going to absolutely allow you to go into those things.
I appreciate that, Judge. The other thing I wanted to readdress was.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I'm taking care of it.
Oh, you
Counsel.
found your
Give me a moment.
place. You found your place. This is a safe chat, Little Har Oak. Everyone welcome, Little Har Oak. She says, am I in a safe chat? Law and crime is toxic. You are. You're here. We're very kind and funny. Welcome. You found your people. So glad that you walked into the light. Come into the light, Caroline.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm referring to Earhart's
Come into the light.
section 9.703, opinion on the ultimate issue. I'm on page 933. Testimony in the form of an opinion or inference otherwise admissible is not objectable because it includes an ultimate issue to be decided by the trier of fact. And in that section 703.1, it talks about that opinion testimony is not inadmissible solely because it includes an ultimate issue to be decided by the trier of fact. The provision is equally applicable to expert and lay witnesses. The jury has the power to accept or reject the testimony of expert or lay witnesses and is not bound by their conclusions. Merely because a witness expresses an opinion to an ultimate issue does not compel the jury to find that the facts to be true. The jury will be given the opinion. The jury will give the opinion as much weight as it feels the opinion deserves. Then it goes on. The abolition of the rule against opinions on the ultimate issues does not mean that all other opinions are admissible. Witnesses will be prevented from expressing their conclusions when the opinion only tells the jury how to decide the case.
Thanks, Yuri's math teacher, for the 5 memberships.
Conclusions when the opinion only tells the jury how to decide the case and does not help the jury to determine what occurred. For example, a witness cannot express his or her opinion as to the guilt or innocence of a criminal defendant. Then I'm on page 940. 703.1 still. When a witness is asked to express an opinion that applies a legal standard to a set of facts, which Dr. Warner did, the opinion testimony is generally inadmissible. The danger is that the witness will apply a standard or definition which is different from that defined by the applicable law. The application of erroneous legal standard results in the opinion testimony being misleading and not helpful to the jury. For example, an expert cannot opine whether a nursing home was negligent in its care of the decedent.
That's exactly what we spoke about at council's table.
I know, Judge, but if you go on, it says an expert may not be permitted that a truck driver drove in a grossly negligent manner, whether the sheriff's conduct was unconstitutional, whether certain waters are navigable, whether the defendant's action constituted misapplication or concealment of funds, or the legal obligations of the parties to a contract. Whether the testimony of the expert is a permissible factual conclusion or the impermissible application of a legal standard or definition to a set of facts is sometimes a fine distinction involving a large measure of discretion with a trial judge. For example, the admission of expert testimony that certain investments, it goes on. However, the witness expresses an opinion about the intent of the accused. The opinion, this is important, one of the important sections. However, if the witness expresses an opinion about the intent of the accused, which Dr. Werner did, the opinion has not been permitted. The distinction drawn by the courts as to when this type of opinion testimony is admissible are often not clear. Section 90.703 does not permit a witness to testify to legal conclusions or express an opinion upon questions of substantive law. This expert testimony regarding substantive legal principles may not be helpful to the jury and may create confusion if an expert testifies in a manner that is different or even in conflict with the testimony of an opposing expert.
But the citations, respectfully, counselor,
If I could finish.
respectfully, counselor,
Let him make
the
a record.
citations that you're referring to are not at issue. Fluellen, error to permit arresting officer to testify that the quantity of cocaine possessed by appellant indicated that he possessed with intent to sell, which is a specific element of the charge in that case. Gamble, officer's expert testimony with the amount of drugs found in defendant's possession was inconsistent with personal use and therefore intended for sale was inadmissible. 644 2nd 1376 for Gamble, and Fluellen 703 2nd 511. The Dinkin case that I read says this is acceptable. If a psychologist or psychiatrist can testify that someone is not mentally defective or was mentally defective, that's on all fours with based on what the defendant had said to this expert. She was not in imminent fear. Now, I don't remember exactly what was said, but it was along those lines, based as looking all those things, the totality of the circumstances of what, in my evaluation, on or about October 2, that the defendant had said to me as the expert, it's not imminent fear. That opinion is not inadmissible per the case law under Dinkins.
Judge, can I read a little bit more?
If you're just going to be reading from the treatise, I've already read it.
Okay, well, I just want to make mention, because it's talking about does not prevent a witness to testify about legal conclusions or express opinions on questions of substantive law. And I was about to finish this section when this testimony, and I'm on page 947, this testimony may also interfere with the function of the trial judge to determine the applicable law and to instruct the jury thereon. As we know, we're going to do battle over the jury instruction on justifiable use of deadly and non-deadly force. The testimony from Dr. Werner, and I wrote it down.
Ooh,
She said based on
found the mic.
what Sarah Boone told her, she was not facing imminent risk of harm. That invades the province and function of the trial judge to determine the applicable law and to instruct the jury otherwise, which we haven't even done yet. You haven't made findings of law about which instructions apply. That's what she did, Judge.
Your objection's been made for the record. The court previously ruled on this matter. I appreciate the additional argument, but the court's reliance on Dinkins remains. Just because 9703 speaks for itself. So your objection is overruled as to that issue. Anything else we need to address, Mr. Owens, before we bring back in our panel?
No.
State?
Nothing. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, let's bring back in our panel.
The captions called him the trial jug, like the jug of wine, a jug of Woodbridge.
State. Record reflect all hands have been raised.
But just for the jury's sake.
All right. Going back to cross-examination of Dr. Werner, state's expert. Thank you, Connie, for welcoming our new friend, Lil Har Oak, who came over from Long Crime and was so scared. Yuri's math teacher, giving 5 memberships, so generous to this channel always. Mandy became a member of Fairy Ducky, gifting a membership too. You guys are so kind, generous, and we have so much fun. And look, Lupus Lady gifting 5 memberships too. And Miss Buckeye loves it here too. Oh, it's just a love fest. We're having a love fest here in the middle of the Sarah Boone trial, which has been more fun than we really thought it was going to be. Thanks, Mandy, for becoming a new member, and Anna as well. All right, back to poor Dr. Werner, whose career just might be over after this. And here we go.
Dr. Werner, I don't want to rehash it, but just for the jury's sake, would it be fair to say that the text messages that you were forwarded by the state attorney, for you to review, you did not deem to be relevant to your evaluation?
Right, they demonstrate.
Ma'am, it's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Stop looking at the jury. She's a little smug.
Now, from what I understand, when the state attorney sent you the information, they did not send you any videotapes.
Correct,
So you have not reviewed any videotapes in this matter.
correct.
Huh, that's
The
important.
suitcase videotapes, either one of those you have not reviewed,
I have not seen them.
Okay, that's,
or any body cam videotapes you have not reviewed.
They're described in the police report.
My question is, have you viewed any of the body cam videotapes relating to this incident?
I have not seen them, correct.
Prior incidences between the two of them, have you reviewed any videotapes, body cam videotapes of any prior incidents?
I have not.
Have you reviewed the audio tapes related to some of the questioning of Sarah Boone?
I have not.
Have you reviewed the autopsy report?
It's described in the incident report, but I did not see the actual autopsy report.
it's a good strategy. Point out all the
Now,
things she didn't
You're
review.
aware that we have called two experts, Dr. Michael Brannon and Dr. Julie Harper. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you're aware that they are forensic psychologists,
That's correct.
and you are a forensic psychiatrist.
That's correct.
So they didn't go to medical school and you did.
That's correct.
And they don't understand medical issues, so to speak.
I don't have an understanding of what they understand medically.
Do you recall telling me that they don't understand medical issues, so to speak?
They haven't been to medical school, but I wouldn't understand their medical knowledge.
If you would look on page 22 of your deposition,
Objection collateral.
Collateral?
Approach.
She must have said in her deposition that psychologists do not understand medical issues because they did not go to medical school. Oh my OMG. I mean, it's just fun because we never see like experts get destroyed like this. I mean, like
Objection's
Trooper
overruled.
Paul, but what was the objection? What?
Objection's overruled.
Overruled. Good. Go. Go with your bad self, Owens.
Dr. Warner, have you had a chance to review your deposition on page 22, starting at line 7?
Yes.
Could you read down through line 11, your answer?
Yes, I'm talking about psychologists in general, not with regard specifically to your experts, which is what you were just asking.
It's okay.
Okay, but you would agree, your opinion is psychologists typically do therapy, but they don't prescribe medication or understand medical issues, so to speak.
Correct.
Overruled.
But I wasn't specifically talking about your experts.
Shut up and
You
just read the transcript,
asked me
lady.
about your experts.
She's on my last nerve right now.
And I said I didn't understand, I didn't know what their specific medical.
But that's what you said under oath, October 4th of this year.
Argument is
Sustained.
Look at how she turns to the jury with her smugness. Not good.
Now, is it fair to say that the majority of your work is in the field of competency to proceed and guardianship evaluations?
Actually, the majority of my work is in patient care. I work 7 days a week on the crisis stabilization unit, actually treating patients.
I'm a really hard worker. I'm a really hard
You
worker.
work 7 days a week.
Yes, sir.
So as a forensic psychiatrist doing forensic work, the majority of your work in that area is in the field of competency to proceed and guardianship evaluations.
As a forensic psychiatrist, correct. As a psychiatrist, I work 7 days a week on the crisis stabilization unit.
And where is that unit?
It's located in Lake City, Florida.
So you work there 7 days a week.
Yes, sir.
And then you also do this forensic psychiatrist work doing competencies to proceed and guardianship evaluations.
That's part of the, what comes under the umbrella of my forensic work, yes.
That's the majority of your forensic work.
Yes, that's the majority of that's the most common cases that we're asked to,
And then next in line would be sanity at the time of the crime.
yes,
So you would make a determination and submit a report to the court as to whether or not a defendant, an accused, is legally sane or not at the time of the offense.
yes, that's correct.
It's making me mad that she's looking at the jury.
Is it
It's,
fair to say that you also testify weekly as a treating physician through Baker Act Court?
Yes, that's correct. Every Thursday, we have Baker Act hearings with regards to our individuals who are being held in our crisis stabilization unit.
Is that in Gainesville or Lake City?
No, sir, that's in Lake City.
Now, Lake City from here is north of Gainesville?
Yes, sir, it's approximately 40 minutes north of Gainesville.
Now, I believe you said you've testified in battering spouse situations in court approximately 5 to 10 times?
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes,
And you often refer to that as intimate violence cases?
yes.
Now, my understanding that after you had a chance to evaluate my client, Sarah Boone, and I believe you evaluated her 2 days before the deposition, so it would have been October the 2nd of 2024.
Correct.
As to your diagnosis as it relates to her, do you believe that she suffers from a generalized anxiety disorder?
No, sir.
Now, you're aware that she was previously diagnosed prior to you evaluating her, she was previously diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder.
She told me that she had previously been diagnosed. I did not see any medical records with that diagnosis in it, but she told me that she had previously been diagnosed with that.
Did you attempt to secure any other records to us?
Sustained.
Did you diagnose her with an adjustment disorder?
I did diagnose her with an adjustment disorder.
Do you believe that if she was diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder, it's really not that, it should be an adjustment disorder?
A lot of the symptoms overlap for the two diagnoses, and we see that quite often, that the different diagnosticians or physicians come up with different diagnoses based on a conglomerate of symptoms. So it's not uncommon for the two diagnoses to overlap based on the symptoms.
Do you agree back on October the 4th, 2024, when I took your deposition, that you could not make up your mind at that time whether she suffered from generalized anxiety disorder or an adjustment disorder?
I had not made a clinical decision at that time. I hadn't reviewed all of my documents at that time.
When did you make a clinical decision that she suffered from adjustment disorder as opposed to generalized anxiety disorder?
It was probably within the next week when I was reviewing all of the, going through all of the documents in her interview more thoroughly.
Dr. Warner, did you agree you did not notify me?
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
I mean, look, he's getting into it. If she changes her opinion or she reaches an opinion, the report needs to be supplemented. That's like basic discovery. It's like discovery 101. He couldn't have asked her about it during the deposition because she hadn't come to her opinion yet. Yeah, she's missing Baker Act court today. Seems.
Dr. Warner, you agree that when I took your deposition on October the 4th, you had questions in all honesty, about whether or not you felt like Sarah Boone suffered from a generalized anxiety disorder versus an adjustment disorder?
I was leaning towards adjustment disorder secondary to her being in the correctional setting, and I think I said that in my deposition. I didn't know that I had enough information from her because I only had information from her. I didn't have anything in the medical records to support generalized anxiety disorder. So I wanted to review that.
I'm just learning it now as you testified here
Sustained.
today. Is this the first time
Argumentative.
you've let the parties know that this is your opinion?
That I believe that she has generalized anxiety disorder.
No.
Or that I believe that she has
Adjustment disorder.
Adjustment disorder, yes.
So it is the first time you're telling me this opinion is right now.
From your evaluation, you determined that she had a personality trait,
That's correct.
and you felt like that she had a grandiosity issue,
Yes, she has a narcissistic personality disorder trait.
a trait, one trait.
Correct.
Do you agree a lot of people have one trait?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people have a grandiosity trait
Yeah, that's correct.
that are not narcissists.
But I never said that she was a narcissist.
I get the trunch bowl.
Is it your opinion that Sarah Boone has alcohol use disorder?
Yes, that's correct.
And are you forming that opinion based on Sarah Boone's admission to you that she was an alcoholic?
I'm going to refer to my notes. She has a history of being diagnosed with that.
She's unprepared.
She also acknowledged to me that her use had been problematic.
So you formed the opinion that she suffered from alcohol use disorder based on the history that she presented to you at this evaluation?
It was based on the totality of the information that I was provided. So the medical records demonstrating that she had been diagnosed with it in the past. Her ex-husband in his interview in the police report described her as an alcoholic, and in her description of herself having a problem with alcohol.
Do you acquire a tolerance over time if you drink on the regular?
That's one of the criteria.
Do people also have a genetic tolerance for alcohol?
They may.
Now, as it relates to battered spouse syndrome, would you agree that that is a recognized syndrome in the psychiatric community?
Yes.
And you have heard no criticisms of that syndrome?
No.
And you would agree that's a subset of post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes.
And you would agree that Lenore Walker first developed the theory of post-traumatic stress syndrome?
Yes.
Now, I think at the time of this deposition, you were not sure you knew Lenore Walker.
I don't recall that.
All right, look at page 54.
Guess she's like her friend. Oh, man. She's just chuckling like she thinks this whole thing is funny. Yeah, I doubt Sarah admitted she was an alcoholic too. She kept denying it. Yeah. What did she say? She said that Sarah said she had a concern about alcohol or we're a little bit behind, I think. Maybe not. Dr. McCabe, do you like whipped Chardonnay? Oh my. It's creepy the way she's looking. Hi, Goodmans. Thanks for being a member for a month, Goodmans. Hi, Auntie Shell. Looking into the case of Dayton Wilson Jr., who is a friend of my family. Any suggestions where to start? I don't know who that is. Google? Is it I have no idea. If you put it in the chat, is Dayton Wilson Jr. A defendant? Is it a victim? Is it a I don't know. I don't know who that is. Does anybody in the chat know? Should I know who that is? Because maybe I'm making a fool of myself right now. Chat, chime in. Which means she's on call 7 days a week, in my opinion, says Amy in Boston. This is a great comment too. Out of scope said, having sat on a jury, that looking at the box when replying rubbed me as disingenuous. Coupled with her hubris and arrogance, not going to play in the numbered seats. I like that, the numbered seats.
Objection is sustained.
Dr. Warner, do you recognize Lenore E.A. Walker's book, The Battered Woman Syndrome, as an authoritative treatise on battered spouse syndrome?
I do not, because I have not read everything. I haven't read it, and so I can't say that I agree with everything.
She hasn't read the book. Campos Mentos.
Is it clear to you that Sarah Boone was involved in a violent relationship with Jorge Torres?
Yes.
Do you agree that there was a violent cycle that occurred during that 3.5-year relationship that Sarah Boone had with Jorge Torres?
It's been described that way, yes.
Would you describe it that way?
It's been described that way to me, yes.
Do you have an opinion?
Sustained.
Do you have an opinion that that was a violent cycle between Sarah Boone and Jorge Torres?
It's been described that way, yes.
Do you agree that Jorge Torres was the abuser and Sarah Boone was the victim in that?
It was a volatile relationship. In the police report, her ex-husband actually describes her as being the aggressor.
What? She did some weird like hand motion like, okay, I want to hear that again.
It was a volatile relationship. In the police report, her ex-husband actually describes her as being the aggressor.
The one police report?
Okay, let me show you. What's been identified as Defense Exhibit I. Have you ever seen this photograph?
I have not.
Oh,
Do you see injuries on Sarah Boone?
I do.
let us see.
I'll show you Defense Identification H. You see this photograph?
I do.
Have you ever seen it before?
I have not.
Do you agree that's Sarah Boone?
I do.
Are you aware that Jorge Torres
Sustained.
Show us. Owens, over here. Mr. Owens, give me my latex.
I'll show you Defense Identification G.
Thanks, Jerry.
Have you ever seen this photograph?
I have not.
Did you ever read anything about Jorge Torres using a curtain rod as a weapon against Sarah Boone?
I don't recall that specifically.
Identification F. Have you ever seen this photograph?
No.
Defense Identification E. Have you ever seen this photograph?
No.
I mean, you can't tell me seeing those photographs would not have changed her opinion. I mean, she can't say that honestly.
Identification D, have you ever seen this photograph?
No.
Have you ever seen a videotape relating to this photograph?
No.
I don't think that's good. That's good for the prosecution. Just saying. She should have been provided with all information. She didn't even look at the video.
Have you ever seen this photograph?
No.
Now, I believe at the time of the deposition, you had spent I think on October the 2nd of 2024, you had spent 2.5 hours evaluating Sarah Boone, and about half of that time was giving her a test.
No. The mental status examination takes approximately 5 minutes.
Okay. Did you go through her entire history of abuse over the 3.5-year period within the 2 hours and 20 minutes that you had?
No.
Now, I understand that you indicated you may take a couple more hours to go through your file and your notes and to come up with your conclusions. Did you do that?
Yes.
Have you spent any more time on the case other than that 2 hours?
I re-reviewed the documents.
Have you made any other attempts to go see Sarah Boone anymore?
Objection, proper.
Sustained.
You guys are the mirror jury, so if you hate her, chances are they may hate her too. And a lot of you walking into this case hated Sarah Boone. So this is very interesting. The tide has shifted,
You
I think, a
agree
little
that
bit.
your opinions are subjective, not based on authority.
They're based on my education and training and years of experience.
And you would agree they're your subjective opinion.
Correct.
Would you agree that Sarah Boone suffers from battered spouse syndrome?
I do.
Would you agree that battered women's experiences affect their perception?
She's admitting, she just said, this is big. She just said she thinks Sarah Boone suffers from battered spouse syndrome. That is the case. That is a big part of the case. And the jury is hearing the prosecution witness say she thinks she does. Listen, we're going to play it again. Ooh, my freeze game on point.
Correct.
Would you agree that Sarah Boone suffers from battered spouse syndrome?
I do.
And
Would
she
you
even
agree that battered women's experiences affect their perception of imminent danger?
They can.
Would you agree that victims of repeat violence may fear death in a situation others would not?
They may.
I mean, you heard
Because
it.
someone suffers from battered spouse syndrome, they have a heightened sensitivity to danger.
They may.
So when it comes to the reasonable person standard, this expert witness hired by the state is telling you, me, the world, and this jury that if someone suffers from battered spouse syndrome, which she believes that Sarah does, even though she just said that in the police report, it said that George was the aggressor, she thinks Sarah, her expert opinion, Sarah suffers from battered spouse syndrome, that women who suffer from battered spouse syndrome may have a perception of imminent danger that differs from a reasonable person, and that they may have a heightened sense of imminent danger than the average person. She's done an about face. Right now, she's testifying for the defense. This is a win for the defense. Oh boy, that face. Look, I mean, she's frozen. She's like a statue. I mean, she just said it, right?
You agree that people suffering from depression and anxiety are predisposed to getting into a relationship with a partner who may be violent?
They may, each individual is different.
Are they more susceptible to getting in a relationship if they suffer from depression and anxiety with a violent, intimate partner?
They may be.
Do you
Is
agree
it just me?
that the DSM, I think you have it there with you,
Yes, sir.
directs that the clinician should consider post-traumatic stress disorder if there was exposure to extreme stress? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Did you do any testing to measure whether or not Sarah Boone had post-traumatic stress disorder?
No.
Is it your opinion that Sarah Boone suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder?
Again, she did not give me enough information to formulate an opinion with regards to that.
Why didn't you ask the right questions then? It's your job to make the diagnosis, but okay. Well, you said she suffers from Battered Spouse Syndrome, so there's that. Don't beat the dead horse, Owens. Just let it go. You don't need to ask any more questions. You've done your pro bono job. You have right now. You have earned all of the money that you're not being paid. You've earned it. Don't go too far with it. You're done. Sit down. You did an amazing job. Don't ask that one last question that might turn things around.
You agree that an intimate partner who commits acts of violence, physical violence, against the victim
Agreed. But this witness, the fact, David, that this witness flipped in front of the jury, I think is a big deal. I think it's a big deal. I don't think she was hired to say that she suffers from battered spouse. I'm pretty sure that's not why she was hired. That was not supposed to be her opinion. So, you and me and all the people that are very involved in this case and know the law may have a different opinion than the jury, who is 6 lay people. So respectfully, I disagree. I think this is huge. Huge. My opinion.
that could cause extreme stress in that individual.
Hold on.
That an intimate partner who you agree that an intimate partner who commits acts of violence, physical violence, against the victim that could cause extreme stress in that individual?
It may.
Do you agree if that is the cause, the violence is the cause of extreme stress, that a diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder should be considered?
If they meet the criteria. They have to meet the diagnostic criteria.
Do you agree that there is a sense of learned helplessness when someone suffers from battered spouse syndrome?
Yes, that's part of the syndrome.
Do you agree that these women, these battered women, have learned the probability of receiving a beating, and they recognize specific predictive cues emitting from the batterers?
Yes, but it's not just women.
I understand, but you would agree the vast majority of intimate partner violence, battered spouse syndrome victims are women?
Yes, intimate partner violence, yes.
Excuse me?
Intimate partner violence, yes.
The vast majority, the lion's share, are women.
Move the mic to your
And these
face.
battered women have learned the probability of receiving a beating by recognizing specific predictive cues emitted by the batterers.
Correct.
And many times, these predictive cues result in a high level of anxiety.
Yes.
And in that situation, the battered women may attempt to reduce through several different means, one of which is to avoid delaying the beating.
Yes, we talked about that with the cycle.
What is a basal instinct?
A Basel instinct? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Primal fear?
Primal fear.
I have no idea. But wait, you're a psychiatrist. You went to Yale. Didn't she go to Yale? Hold on. She didn't read the book. She admitted she didn't read the book. So, if anybody could spell that out for me, what he said. Listen.
What is a basal instinct?
Basal
A
instinct?
Basel instinct? I have no idea.
Primal fear?
Primal fear is just being afraid.
Is that a natural instinct that animals have?
Yes,
Fight or flight instinct?
yes,
You don't even think about it.
correct.
That movie. Primal Fear was a great movie. I would say
agree that
Basil, right?
Victims of battered spouse or battered woman syndrome suffer from self-isolation, suicidal thoughts, and oftentimes substance abuse.
They may. Each individual is different, so they may.
And they may show signs of physical injury and illness such as bruising and chronic fatigue.
Yes, those can be signs.
The syndrome, battered woman syndrome, is the psychological effects of living with an intimate partner violence. They may have intrusive memories,
They may,
or they re-experience past traumatic events in their mind.
yes.
He's-
They have high levels of anxiety,
They may.
hypervigilant when something doesn't seem right.
They may,
It leads to this fight or flight response that we spoke about.
yes.
They have problems with sleep.
They may,
They often go into denial,
they may,
minimizing what is happening to them,
they may.
She's
numbing
waving
their
the
emotions.
She's waving the white flag right now. She's waving the white flag. And she has already said she thinks that Sarah suffers from battered spouse syndrome. So now he's going through every single criteria of what could possibly be considered something that a battered spouse would experience. And she's agreeing to all of it. Actually, didn't she say she went to medical school in the Caribbean? So she didn't go to Yale medical school, but something with Yale, under the auspices of Yale, right, Kate? No diss. I mean, a lot of people go to medical school in the Caribbean. It's less expensive, easier to get into. She's saying, yeah, it's better than, you know what it's better than? Brian Albert. Yes. Yes. Ugh, it just gives me the nightmares thinking about that. Okay. Going back.
They often go into denial,
They may,
minimizing what is happening to them,
they may,
numbing their emotions.
some of them.
Disassociation. A battered woman may often develop a defense mechanism of being able to psychologically detach from their body during the traumatic experience.
Sustained.
Disassociation. Wait, what did he say about it?
Disassociation. A battered woman may often develop a defense mechanism of being able to psychologically detach from their body during the traumatic experience.
Sustained.
Facts, not in evidence. Just like you are now. I know, I thought he said that.
Panic attacks, severe depression, very low self-esteem, poor body image, disassociation, learned helplessness. All these are symptoms of a battered woman syndrome.
Compound some of the facts and evidence.
Sustained.
You agree panic attacks is one of the symptoms of battered woman syndrome.
Sustained.
What are the symptoms of a battered spouse syndrome?
They can be numerous symptoms, from anxiety symptoms, mood symptoms. They can have psychotic symptoms. It can be any vast majority of symptoms, substance abuse symptoms, any vast majority.
Do you agree fear is a symptom?
Yes,
Somebody in a constant state of fear.
maybe, yes.
In terms of the abusive partner, do you agree that they would hit the victim,
Some of them, yes,
kick the victim,
They may,
punch the victim,
they may.
choke,
These takes all different forms.
choke,
They may,
burn,
they may,
destroy their belongings,
they may,
use weapons to hurt them,
they may,
threaten to hurt them, their children, or their pets,
they may,
take their car keys,
they may,
take their debit card,
they may,
take their vehicle,
they may,
control where they go and who they see,
yes, they may,
force them to have sex when they don't want to.
yes, they may.
All looking good for the prosecution right now. I mean, the case has changed in my opinion on design. Yes. Yeah, they're going to redirect for sure. They're going to try and rehabilitate her. Come on, my ears over here, Owens. My ears. She just gave up. It was like, Uncle.
Dr. Warner.
Right, Chess? She flipped in front of her eyes like a magic trick.
I know you spent a short amount of time with her, and you're saying you didn't get some of the answers as to whether or not.
Facts. Stating facts.
Objection sustained.
Daddy, no.
If you'd have spent more time with Sarah Boone, could you have uncovered as to whether or not she suffered from battered spouse syndrome?
She already said she did.
I agree that she met the criteria, or that she had battered
How
spouse.
about post-traumatic stress disorder?
It's possible.
She just flipped again.
Any redirect examination?
Possible.
Yes.
You may proceed.
Oh boy, good luck with this one. Oh, he's like, take your paper back.
In your decades of experience, have you ever treated patients that suffer from trauma disorders?
Yes.
How frequently would you say you do that?
I have patients on my unit right now that I'm treating on a regular daily basis who have suffered from trauma.
How about patients that meet the criteria for battered spouse syndrome?
Yes.
How many would you say over the course of your career?
Probably 5 to 6 a month on my inpatient unit.
And that's a lot of months.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
Since 1998, when I began my career at the University of Florida on faculty.
Now, on cross-examination, you were asked about some diagnoses, correct?
Yes.
Any of these things that you talked about, narcissistic personality disorder, adjustment disorder, anxiety, battered spouse syndrome, any stress or trauma-related disorder. If the state wanted to ask you those opinions, would you have been receptive to more materials before making any opinions about those topics?
Yes.
And is it your testimony today that you don't have enough information to necessarily make a complete and proper diagnosis on any of those things since you have not been provided those materials?
Hey, hold on. So you failed to do your job by giving her your expert. Hold on. You failed to do your job by giving your expert the proper materials to evaluate the defendant who's on trial for second-degree murder. And you're going to have her admit that it's your fault that she didn't have the right materials. What am I missing? Tanny, thank you. Says, I think the cross went on way too long. I kind of checked out. Should have ended it sooner. I was riveted. I was on the edge of my seat, to be honest. I didn't feel that way, but thank you for sharing your opinion. And for the 5 spot, is that really what he's doing right now? Hold on. Sarah Lee has entered the captions. Sarah Lee, like they make a pound cake. I don't think that's what he said, but listen.
Testimony today about those topics.
Yes.
And is it your testimony today that you don't have enough information to necessarily make a complete and proper diagnosis on any of those things since you have not been provided those materials?
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Correct.
Now, you testified that she does meet the criteria for battered spouse syndrome.
Yes.
But you would be receptive to any evidence that you were provided, right?
Correct.
Going back to what you testified to on direct when the state asked you your opinion about this case, everything that you just talked about with Mr. Owens, does that change your opinion about whether or not battered spouse syndrome is applicable to the facts as Ms. Boone relayed?
It's a legal conclusion.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. It's not applicable
Why
to the
is that?
facts.
Because again, she just.
Objection, Judge.
Yeah, this is, first of all, she's already testified to this. They've had 7,000 sidebars about it. She's coming to a legal conclusion, and that's not what her job is. That's for the jury to decide. Sorry, I'm ranting. She is the expert, Tammy. This is the expert for the state. This woman is on trial for second-degree murder. I know, barbed one is like, wanting Sarah to beat this was not on my 2024 bingo card. I mean,
Objections overruled.
shenanigans. I can't believe he's going to let her testify.
Based on your conversation with Mr. Owens, you've indicated that your opinion did not change, and now would you answer why?
Yes, so based on my interview with her, the way that she described the incident to me, and that they were laughing and having a good time, it didn't play into relaying any kind of triggers or any kind of trauma.
You didn't watch her testify.
And I'm showing you what has been marked for identification purposes by the defendant's
Whatever.
eye. Does this photograph inform you as to what happened?
No.
Does it inform you as to who was the aggressor?
No.
She stomped on her own eye.
H for identification, same questions. Does it inform you as to what happened?
No.
Does it inform you
I agree.
as to who the aggressor
I
was?
think she should have been able to answer.
Same questions for G.
No.
F.
No.
E.
No.
It's not as impactful when you do it as when he did it.
And A.
No.
If those specifics as to what happened and who was the aggressor is dependent upon the credibility of somebody, would you want to take into account all the things that can make a person credible or less than credible?
Yes, you would want to take that into account.
And you talked about alcohol use disorder. Would you take that into account if somebody is under the influence of alcohol or had been consuming alcohol when they relay a history as to things that happened?
For those of you who are wondering what alcohol use disorder is what it is used to be called alcoholism. They now have it now has another name in the DSM, alcohol use disorder.
Under the influence.
You hear that
Would
question
you
again?
take that into account? Alcohol use disorder, would you take that into account if somebody is under the influence of alcohol or had been consuming alcohol when they relay a history as to things that happened?
So when they relayed their history, if they were drunk, would you disregard their opinion? I don't think she was drunk when you interviewed her in prison, in jail, unless she's making toilet hooch with the fruit fermenting in the toilet in her jail cell. Pretty sure she wasn't hammered when she gave you her version of events, because you're saying you don't think she meets the criteria for battered spouse defense based on what she told you happened, which is a legal conclusion. The jury's the finder of fact here. I'm in the Twilight Zone.
Would you consider
Twilight Zone emojis.
somebody's alcohol use and level of intoxication in evaluating the credibility of them as a historian? And you were asked about whether or not you did any testing for post-traumatic stress disorder.
Correct.
And you didn't.
Correct.
You already indicated, however, you believe that Ms. Boone meets the criteria for battered spouse syndrome.
That's correct.
Again, that doesn't change your opinion that you gave when talking with me on direct examination.
Object, asked and answered.
Yeah. What?
Specifically about this question about the testing that you did not perform. Did this lack of testing have any change or effect on your opinion as to whether or not battered spouse syndrome applied to the facts of this case.
No.
You were questioned about insanity on cross-examination. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Would you agree that simply because somebody is mentally ill and meets the criteria for diagnosis such as schizophrenia, bipolar, any of those psychotic or mood disorders, that doesn't necessarily make a person legally insane?
Correct. The two aren't equal.
Likewise, even if somebody meets the criteria for battered spouse syndrome, does that mean every action they take against their intimate partner is justified?
Correct. That's not, they wouldn't be equal.
So even if you do have battered spouse syndrome, even if you are in an intimately violent relationship, that doesn't necessarily mean any action you take against your partner is justified.
That's correct.
No other questions?
Oh, toilet hooch is a thing.
State, can this witness be released?
Yes.
Defense.
Just if we got a phone number, we can reach out to them.
Okay. All right, ma'am, you're released, potentially subject to recall. Thank you.
In case they need to do a surrebuttal. That was a train wreck. That was a train wreck.
State,
Back at the Trunch Bowl.
Judge, at this time, the state would move P for identification and evidence.
Is this a videotape or audio?
Thanks, Diane, for gifting 5 memberships. We're a little behind, so we can FF it a little bit.
P will be received into evidence without objection at states 21.
Welcome, 5 new members who were gifted kindly by Diane G. That's great, Chantal. Thank you. Chantal says, with a $20 super chat, using the term substance use disorder is meant to lessen the stigma of having an addiction by using what is known as person first language. Example, Mary experiences alcohol use disorder, not Mary is an alcoholic. Thank you for the Canadian 20. Appreciate you. Yeah, Lorraine, if looks could kill. Another Canadian in the chat.
Any objections?
No objection.
What was pre-marked as V will be received into evidence without objection at states 22.
May we approach?
Yes.
Bex wants to know, if a witness comes across like this, how hard is it to rehabilitate? Her non-vocal facial expressions response is off-putting. Well, you, my friend, are a member of the mirror jury. So if you didn't like it, they might not like it either. I'm also going to point out to you that it seems that there are 2 men and 4 women on the jury, and among them is a prior DV victim. Well, where did they go? They didn't take another break, did they? Thought they were just at sidebar.
At states 22.
May we approach?
Yes.
They're just approaching. I didn't hear them call for another break, but usually they focus on the seal when there's like a break.
Some videos and other things that we read to you that may take a little bit of time based on the length of them. So we're going to go ahead and take our afternoon break at this point in time. Similar instruction I've given to you over the last couple of days. Please do not conduct any independent investigation or research into the person, places, things, or charge involved, and do not have any discussions with anyone or amongst yourselves about those things. And we'll bring in 5 after. Thank you.
5 after, it is right now 2:58. So we have 7 minutes to talk amongst ourselves until they come back. Wow, that was a pretty exciting day so far. I don't think they're going to, they thought they were going to go to closings in the morning. I don't know. I don't know about that. They still haven't had the charge conference for jury instructions as far as I know, unless they did it off camera in the morning. I don't know. Okay, Bex, if a witness comes across like this, how hard is it to rehabilitate? Her non-vocal fit. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're a mirror juror. So if you don't like it, they're probably not going to like it. He tried to rehabilitate her. Do you think he did a good enough job? I don't know. Look at Duckgate conspirator coming in, becoming a member. Welcome. We say what the duck in here because YouTube has like AI that hopefully you won't fall in love with, but they have an AI program that scans the chat and there's words they don't like. And if they pick them up, they'll, demonetize, shadow ban, all that good stuff. Life according to Martin. I'm watching catch up with this doctor's attitude. I know, right, Martin? Justice for Truth. Lally's twin brother. Is it just me? Lally, I think, was worse. But I know where you're going with that. Chantal, have you ever had to rehabilitate a witness? What was your worst experience? I would have to think about it. I can't think of anything really on the fly right now. It's a great question, but we'd be here for days. Thank you, Chantal. Canada, a lot of Canadians in the chat today, right? Somebody said here, do you think we're headed for a mistrial based on the chat? Here we go, Ash. And looking at this chat, we might be headed for a mistrial. Thoughts? You mean a hung jury? Or you mean like not the judge declaring a mistrial, right, for some other reason, but a hung jury? I don't know. After all the evidence is in, we'll take a poll and we'll see where people stand. If you were sitting on the jury, what you would be thinking. But I do know there's a lot of differing opinions in the chat. But what I want to know is if you were leaning towards guilty on second-degree murder, has your opinion shifted since you heard that witness's testimony? I thought that expert witness was a train wreck for the prosecution. So let me know what you think. Oh, hi, Jules. The juror that had to leave at 5:30 is the DV juror. Huh. Interesting. Didn't the judge mention that a juror needed to be done tomorrow by 1:30 p.m.? If so, that might push closing to Monday. I don't remember that, but Coffee Cake said yes, or yes, meaning you shifted your opinion, or yes, they have to wrap by 1:30 tomorrow. You were leaning towards second-degree murder, Dreamcatcher, and you have shifted your opinion after that witness. Interesting. Crime Time and Chill said nope. KPT said the state's going to have to add lesser includeds for a guilty here. Gayla, if Sarah suspected that George would die if not let out of the suitcase, then she is guilty. Not if the jury finds that because she was a battered spouse, she thought George would kill her if she got out of the suitcase. See how complex this is? I think that she did, her testimony was, though, that she did not think that he could die in there, right? So I think it's a reasonable person standard. Would a reasonable person think that he would die in that suitcase when there was apparently room for him to get his two fingers or his two little fingers out or his whole hand, depending on what testimony you believe? Jenny in Georgia is leaning on manslaughter. Stacy's opinion changed yesterday. Louise says, yep, train wreck. Sharon's brain hurts over this. Rubber duck, run amok. Yes. Emma's like, nope, guilty. I'm good. Still guilty. Vandalay Industries. Oh, I like Vandalay Industries. A Seinfeld reference. I've seen every Seinfeld at least twice. Involuntary manslaughter, in my opinion, says Vandalay Industries. Oh, I'm here for it. His raising hand and says shifted. And with the Jackson Yannetti 2024 profile pic. Annie's changed. Hazen has changed. Diane's it had already shifted. So this didn't, I need to hear Brian. Is Brian going to testify? Are we going to see some body cam footage of him? Because that witness just testified that Brian, in some police report she reviewed, said that Brian said that she was violent when she was drunk, which answers the question of, was she already suffering from alcohol use disorder before George? Are we going to hear from Brian? Yes, totally changed, says Angela. Miss Buckeye 99 says shifted a little, but still guilty. Margaret says that the witness made the defense's day. Kim says, nope, did not change my opinion. Candy Cane says, time served, go home. Courtney said, my opinion changed dramatic yesterday as well. What was it yesterday that changed your opinion? For those of you who said your opinion shifted yesterday, what about yesterday shifted it? Cindy thinks the witness was terrible and unprepared. Suze would not be able to convict on second degree. Ducky Grammy, no change in my opinion. I still think guilty. Guilty of second degree. Yuri's math teacher thought involuntary manslaughter from the get-go, but she hasn't been charged with that. So I don't know if they're going to get lesser included on that. Second degree murder is the only charge. So we'll see what happens. Yes, I shifted. Oh, why be so nosy said, no, the witness didn't change my mind. The pictures did. And what about the video of him smashing that TV? Like somebody said earlier, I don't think he seems very threatening to me. And I say, what about the picture of him smashing that television with the baseball bat? He seemed a little scary to me. Max Bang coming in with the Pop-Tarts flavor. We had a contest on what Pop-Tart flavor Sarah Boone would be named after. And Max coming in with a 5 and saying toilet hooch Pop-Tarts. Sherilyn, if I were on the jury, I'm a not guilty. Interesting, Sherilyn. Kayla says I just can't get over her videos. The videos of her taunting the suitcase, yeah? I thought that baseball smashing the TV video was kind of scary. You know, just because they were the same size, I don't think that one could say that he's not threatening or scary. Oh, you know what I did? I did the same thing. I turned it off. But they're supposed to be back shortly. It's 3:06. He's at 3:05. Marie says, no, my opinion has not changed. Sarah Boone is guilty. The video of her refusing and taunting him while inside the suitcase shows guilty. She could have left the apartment to avoid his anger and call the PD. Yeah, she had called the police on prior occasions, right? What I think really happened was that she just passed out drunk. Like literally blacked out. I don't even think she knew that she took those videos. It's not an excuse. I'm just saying I think that's what probably really happened. The doctor was more combative than Sarah Boone, says Bex. Yeah. Rosie, no, past acts don't equate to that night. She zipped, he died. We know more than the jury does. I'm having a hard time discounting all that. I know, it's hard. It's hard for me in the Karen Reed case too, because I knew so much backstory about that case that did not come out of trial. It was hard to sit in the shoes of a juror who did not know all of the things that we knew. I feel you. PPT can't get to 25 years. A reduct run amok, shifted my opinion, definitely. Yeah, Mink, good point. The problem with seeing people after they fight is you don't know who started it, just who got hurt the most. It's really difficult. Shingley says, pretty bad when Sarah Boone is a better witness than the expert witness psychologist. You see that on my bingo card. Yeah, she doesn't seem remorseful. Yep, she sure doesn't, Annie. I agree. And Grace says, one bad witness should not change anything. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, says Jerry. Suitcase over a TV. You got to be kidding me. I don't know what you mean by that. And Chad, I have memories of my father smashing our TV with a hammer. I also remember him ripping the cabinets off the wall and some other things I can't speak of. I'm really so sorry that that happened to you. Prayers for Mad Chatter 102. Sharon says the TV smashing was from Brian. Was from Brian to get a new one. Tricia says she could have called the police while he was in the suitcase. She was so scared of him. Right, but then what would have happened? I mean, this is the playing devil's advocate here. What would have happened after he got out of the suitcase and the police came and then the police left and didn't do anything about it? How mad would he have been then? Right? Diane said, I agree. I think she just passed out, never thinking he would die. Vanessa said she probably forgot he was even there. She was blind drunk. No, we're not into verdict watch. No, we are not. We're not even done with the rebuttal. Hello, Adam. Not even done with the rebuttal yet. We are on break right now. As we come back, I think we're going to see some video, some body cam video, perhaps some prior incidents. I agree. She looked shocked when the police mentioned that the video was on her phone, says Love Heals. Connie says, I agree. She was drunk as a skunk, forgot all about George. She didn't mean for him to leave this earth. But did she show a depraved heart? Because they don't need to show intent. They need to show that she has a depraved heart. Sonia says, I came into Karen Reed knowing nothing. I know this case inside out. All right, we flipped positions here. Janet, DJ, really changed my mind yesterday after her testimony and the pictures. Not intentional. Her words, go home, time served. Justice is truth. Thanks for the 5. Not guilty for me. Hashtag Jackson, Unetti, better Owens for the win. Ain't got no quit. I do not envy this jury's job at all. I mean, the chat is pretty divided, although a lot of people's opinions have shifted between yesterday and today. Retired Grancy says the TV was not violently attacked. There were seconds in between. She is guilty of zipping suitcase where a man died. Manipulation comes in many forms. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Michelle, some witness yesterday made us all shift. The TV video, the dude could barely swing a wooden bat. He was huffing and puffing. She was filming him, so maybe it was a night of Taco Tuesdays. Maybe that was a different Fun Day Sunday. I don't know. A lot of people lose their luggage. Ooh, too soon, Jason, too soon. Yeah, I was surprised that that expert witness had not seen any of the photos too. Carol said the pictures. Melissa is also so glad she's not on the jury. Kate says, I'm sorry, but I'd be terrified of his family too. His brother stabbed his girlfriend in the head, right, and killed her. But that was this year that happened. That happened in 2024. And the part where she said she was terrified of his family, that was back in February 2020. But did she know about, did he have some history, the brother? I don't know. But good point. KPT, I wonder if Las Vegas took any bets on this case. They take bets on everything, don't they? Come on, Judge, it's 3:12 already. Here's a great way to support the channel without spending any money, except for the money that you would normally spend at Amazon. Is just shop through my link. It's in the show notes, the video description. If you just click on that link and then do your regular shopping at Amazon, it's a great way to support the channel. No, Jesse, we don't need to watch you. They're here to watch me, not you. Are we behind? Not really. Oh, here we go.
Reflect all hands have been raised. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Cheryl, for putting the link up.
Permission to publish what has been entered into evidence as 22, previously V as in Victor for identification.
You may proceed.
We're going to watch some video now. So come back to the screen if you're not here.
This exhibit 22 has 5 folders on it. It is a DVD. Going into the first folder, OCSO 18-067501.
Counselor, are these audio or video files?
This first one, Your Honor, is going to be a video file.
Okay, let's go ahead and dim the lights, please. Thank you.
And for record purposes, its file name ends with 0154-2.
You may proceed, sir.
It looks like body cam footage. It's dated 7/25/2018. This is obviously before.
And he told her a whole bunch of shit. Pardon me for saying that.
No.
Pardon me for saying that. But like, oh man, he let loose on my ass tonight, and I'm not having it.
Okay.
I got kicked in the face.
Okay.
Kicked in the face.
That you know if there's no guns,
No,
anything in there?
ma'am, no. I know, baby. You guys are doing your job.
All right,
No.
stay right here.
Yeah, right there. Go get him. But I swear to God, they should nothing. You guys did great.
What's his name?
George.
George, all right.
There's nothing you guys did great. I swear to God, I'm so sad too. You the fuck out of time. And I'm so sick. I had to go to work tomorrow.
What's up, George? You want to talk to us? What's up? Talk to you inside.
For the record, this is redacted.
Are the
I couldn't really hear that very
videos
well.
in States 22 redacted videos?
Some,
You see my eyes.
I do see your eye. Okay, tell me how it all went down from beginning to.
Here's my love.
Okay.
Okay, so we were having a really good day, and we went across the street to Muldoon's, and everything was really fine and dandy, and this guy talked to another guy because he left, came in there, and got so mad, because I asked for a cigarette from another guy because he took my license, my debit card, and everything, cigarettes, everything, took everything.
Okay.
So I asked someone for a cigarette, and it happened to be a guy. So he walked in and got super pissed because I asked for a cigarette from another guy. I came home. Mind you, my car is across the street still. Okay.
So you get home, you go inside.
Man, let loose.
Okay, elaborate. So you open the door. What happens from there?
I'm a whore.
He starts calling your name? Okay.
When I say ragdoll, you know what that is?
I know what a ragdoll is.
Man, I was ragdolled.
Okay, but I need you, okay, I need you to elaborate. Like, you walk into the house. Did you start arguing? He started calling you names. He said he was.
No, I walked out, I walked in and I walked to the back. I just wanted to smoke a cigarette and just go to sleep. I just literally wanted to smoke a cigarette, I'm gonna go to sleep.
And then as you're making your way to the back, what
I
happened?
got caught on the stairwell.
You got caught on the stairwell, so he caught you on the stairwell. And what, did he get in front of you, started confronting you, telling you anything? What happened?
It was bad.
Okay, elaborate, Miss Sarah. I need you to tell me exactly what happened so I can help you.
My heart is like, I don't want him to get in trouble, but fuck, I'm tired of being beaten up.
Okay. I understand, I'm trying to help you out, but
I
I
know
need
you
you,
are, I know you are.
I need you to elaborate a little bit. So, in the stairwell,
Dragged me downstairs.
sorry.
I went upstairs,
Mhm.
tried to get into bed. I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. I didn't make it to bed. I didn't make it to bed. He caught me in the upstairs.
Like in the hallway?
Beating the fuck up. That's all I can say.
Okay, what do you mean? Like, I see your eye, what, you said he kicked you in the eye.
That's what I see. That's what it
Were you on the floor when he kicked you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how did you get to the floor? Did he push you? Did he pull you? How?
Normally what I do is, because he does it so often, I just go to the floor. I just go to the floor. So I'm pretty sure I don't really recollect. I went to the ground. I went to the ground.
Okay. And then that's
I'm
when
so
he.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't mind. So you went down to the ground.
Yes, that's what I do.
Did he kicked you with what? Do you recall which foot?
Right.
Right foot, okay.
Heel.
His heel. Okay. And you say you've been together for.
Because I asked for a cigarette. Because he left my ass in my car across the street.
Okay. You said you've been together for about a year?
And
A year and a half.
yes.
Live together, obviously. Okay.
I just recently went for a divorce. He's been there with me. He knows all the stories, blah, blah, blah. But.
I know. I'm just trying to.
This stop. And I could have worked tomorrow.
Do you want the fire department to come out and check your
No,
eye?
I didn't.
No? Okay. Okay. Do you want to press charges? You can smoke a cigarette if you want.
Can I talk to you though?
You're talking to me by myself.
I don't want to be. Please put the finger up the police.
So you don't want to press charges? Okay. Do you want to fill out any paperwork? Do a statement? No? Okay. Smoke a cigarette, sit down, smoke a cigarette.
I don't want to be in trouble. What?
I know.
You guys have actually been out here twice now. Look at this shit. Looking for my shit all the time.
Did this happen today?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I see it. It's ripped and I'm down there a little bit.
I just bought this yesterday.
I get it. Sit down, smoke a cigarette. Do you think, no, it's fine. Do you have an ID with you? Is it in the house? Okay, we'll go find out.
I know my number if you want to.
Oh, that's perfect. Go for it.
B 500-791-77870-0.
870.
-0.
Okay. First name is spelled S-A-R-A. Do you have a middle name?
Catherine. Kathryn.
K-A-T-H-R-Y-N. What's your last name?
B-O-O-N-E.
Date of birth?
10-10-7-7.
I get it. So you can't have to stay behind anymore. Do you have a telephone number?
407.
407
716.
716
8684.
8684. Email address?
SKP
SKP_100
@yahoo.com.
at yahoo.com.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I get it. I get it. Sit down, smoke your cigarette, try to relax a little bit. I'm gonna take pictures of you in a little bit. All right? No problem.
Turning now to folder OCSO 19-054.
Can the parties approach just for a moment? Yeah.
Within this folder, the first thing that will be published is a file that's an audio file, 911 call _R1.
911, what is the location of your emergency? 4748 Grand Square, apartment 3. 4748, what was the street name? I didn't hear you. 4748 Grand Square, apartment 3. Okay. There's nothing that I would call, but I did. You can beat the fuck out of me. You said Frank Lane? That's what it comes up as always. Okay, and then what was the apartment? 3. Okay, and what happened then? He just beat the fuck out of me. Who is he? Jorge Torres. Is he still there? Yes. Okay, where's he at? I'm in the bed. I'm outside. Okay. I did not fight back or anything. Do you need any medical attention? No. I just have a lump on my head and I just got these fuck up, that's all. Okay, what's your name? Sharon. With an H. Okay, and George, you go ahead and understand? He's Hispanic. What is he wearing today? Oh gosh. Just tell the sheriff's head, that's all it means. I don't even recognize because he just showed up. Okay. Do you have his date of birth? February 13th, 78 to 1378. And I swear, I'm just going inside because he's not on leave and he's not supposed to be here. But he's here. How long ago did this happen? About 12 minutes ago. Okay. I'm done. Yes, I can't do this anymore. Okay. I just need a description of you so that I can identify you when they get there. I'm white. I have 30 blonde hair and blue eyes. What color shirt pants you wear? Am I? Yes. Black. Black shirt, black pants? Pink shorts. Pink shorts? And you're outside? Please don't get me in trouble. There's no way that I can get in trouble for this. No, just say where you're safe. You said you're outside, right? Yes. Okay, does he have any weapons that you know of? No. Okay. And did he hurt you with anything, or was it only his hand? Fist. Just his fist? Okay. And you don't need any medical attention? No, I always get over it, but this time I'm not getting over it. Understood. Okay. Okay.
we're gonna go ahead and send some help to you, okay? Anything, just give us a call back, okay?
Wait, can I sit out front though?
Yes, definitely sit out front, stay out front. I'll try to send it.
I'm gonna walk around the house.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so much.
Goodbye.
She sounds in genuine fear to me. That's my opinion.
Now publishing a video labeled 19-054917_BAT_DV.
I'm with you, Jules. I don't know. It's just. I'm going to full screen this for you. I'm not leaving. Don't worry. When I leave, I tell you.
To call? What's going on? What's going on?
Really, Marco?
Hey, get out of here. What's going on? You called? Okay. Do you want to tell me what's going on? Who beat you up? Is she still in there?
He's awfully, I actually got him off of the streets because I don't want him here. And he shows this, over the wall all the time, he comes over and looks for me and.
Do you want to press charges?
What charges do I press?
Well, what's your relationship, man?
I guess boyfriend and girlfriend,
Okay, how long have you guys been dating for?
2.5 years.
Okay. That's a current relationship?
No, it's on and off.
Because
I can't deal with this shit.
Okay.
I'm tired of it.
When's the last time he stayed the night at your house?
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago?
and he figured it out.
Okay, so why is he over here today?
Can't deal with this to one or the other. It's what he told me.
Okay, so
I'm not allowed to leave him.
you're not.
Tell me what no.
Okay,
He's mad because I went out with my girlfriend.
okay.
And she introduced me to another gentleman.
Mhm.
He's not a gentleman. He's not a gentleman. And he got his.
Okay, so he came over today, you let him in because you're gonna talk, right?
Yes.
Okay, then what happened?
Not really pissed. Really pissed.
Okay, so you guys start arguing and then
No,
what?
I didn't argue. I can't argue. I was just taking down his speaker.
Okay, so when you say taking down the meeting, like describe it for me, so I know. What did he do to you? Did he push you? Was he slapping you? Was he punching you?
I want to give up.
Okay, you have to kind of explain to me what happened. Like, tell me what
Into the
step by
closet
step.
doors.
Okay, so you threw you into the closet doors?
Yes, everything.
Okay, you're upstairs, you threw you into the closet doors. Did anything break when you threw you in there?
My head? No.
Okay, but you said you don't need the fire department?
No. I just have really bad luck. And I'll go away because I'm used to it. I'll go away.
Okay, let me see. Where?
Right here.
Can you just put your head back a little bit?
There's a lump.
I see it. Do you have any other injuries?
No. I just, because he's not on the lease anymore, I know that he can't, I got him off the lease to not come over here anymore. And I'm trying to get him out of here. And he comes over here every day. And I have a guy
Okay, so there's another exit to this apartment, so he could be gone.
There's the stuff in my store, and I've been doing that. Please, and I please. Which I had done 4 times, you're the 4th one.
Okay.
He's gonna have to walk, but I have to go and he's upstairs, so. Go get him.
Well, I'm going to, but I'm gonna have to try to get somebody else here. What's his name?
George,
George?
I'm sitting here.
Okay. And I have to ask this too, when's the last time you guys slept together?
Had sex
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks ago.
Okay. So, but you guys are kind of on and get off again, and you're saying as of right now you're off, but
Oh, I've
within,
been off.
okay, but within like the last 2 or 3 weeks you guys were dating.
Honestly, no.
Okay. But at least there was some
I didn't know he
expectation.
was.
There's an expectation in intimacy when he came over.
No.
But you guys, you said
Oh,
you
no. We were gonna try and figure it out.
Okay.
Oh,
But you want to press charges on this
what charges can I pass?
right now? What did he say? Just hit you with hands and feet and pushed you?
I got a heel on my face.
Okay. You keep being upset with me, but you're not really giving me the information I need.
I'm muted. She had a heel in her face. This is when she had that black eye that we saw the picture of. We can't see her really in this video because she's down here in front of the car. But it's, I mean, like somebody just said, like maybe she didn't call the police because she didn't think they were going to help her because of the incidents like these. I don't see how these tapes are helping the prosecution. And this is their rebuttal case. So you tell me what you think. Listen to what she's saying to them and what they say back.
What did he say? Just hit you with hands and feet and pushed you?
Just hit you with his hands and feet and pushed you.
I got a heel on my face.
I had a heel in my face.
Okay. You keep being upset with me, but you're not really giving me the information I need. I'm asking you to kind of walk me through what happened, okay? Because I don't know. I wasn't there.
I know.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so all you said, you guys were upstairs. Right. But that means lots of different things. So that's why I need to know what
This
you
is
did.
why I have all of this over here, is because he continuously talks to me, and he strangled me multiple times.
Today?
Yes.
Okay. Did you start to lose consciousness or anything while you were strangling you?
I couldn't breathe.
Did you feel yourself?
He restrained me multiple times. Did you lose today? Did you lose consciousness at any time? She says, I can't breathe. It's like they're minimizing what she's going through. Is it me? This is making me mad. If this is the way domestic DV calls are handled in Florida. Listen.
And he strangled me multiple times.
He strangled me multiple times today.
Yes.
He strangled me multiple times today. Did you lose consciousness? Listen.
Okay. Did you start to lose consciousness or anything while you were strangling you?
I couldn't breathe.
I couldn't breathe.
Did you feel yourself losing consciousness?
Did you feel yourself
No, I
losing
didn't
consciousness?
I just couldn't breathe.
Okay. But how long was he strangling you for?
How long was he strangling you for?
Till I got him off of me.
Till I got him off of me.
Look, can I tell you something before you call and whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I've been arrested before because I fought back. Look, I did my best. I did my best. So whatever he has or whatever it is, it's not me.
Did he hit you with any, like an object or anything?
Did he hit you with any objects or anything?
He threatens me with a bat.
He threatened me with a bat.
I'm talking about today. Did he pick up a baseball bat and threaten you?
talking about today. Did he pick up a baseball bat and threaten you? This is from June 15th of 2019. So suitcase incident was February 2020, less than 1 year later. I don't like this body cam footage for the state. The way they're treating her, I don't like this. This is what happens when you call the police? When he strangles you multiple times?
How far away were you when he had the bat?
How far away?
The bedroom.
And where was he?
In the bedroom.
Okay. Was there anything in between you guys at the time?
My dog.
Just the dog, and how close was it to you?
Just the dog.
Couple feet, 3 feet?
3 feet.
Okay. And how was he holding the bat?
Threatening.
Like, what do you mean? Was it down by his side? Was
Threatening.
it up like this? How was it?
He's gonna swing.
So he had it up? Yes. Yes. Okay. Did he say anything to you while you were holding the bat?
I dare you.
Okay. And what do you mean by that?
Because I technically left him 2 weeks ago, which is why he's not here now. And it's not because I have friends. I have friends. And my friends want me to get out of my loony doony bullshit. So they try to introduce me to nice gentleman, whom he is not.
Okay. So he's holding the baseball bat, and 3 feet, you guys are up in the bedroom, and he says, I dare you. Okay. And you were scared. Correct?
I'm so scared, so why I'm hiding behind the car.
Okay.
And you were scared, correct?
I'm gonna go see if I can get him out. Alright, if not, this is your place, right?
He's not on leave.
Okay. And we
I
have,
come to the apartment numbers. I had taken off with leave.
okay. Alright, hold on.
Sir, what is your name now?
Hold on. If there's anybody over, can I get 44? Hey, George? Hey, George, Sheriff's Department, you come on out? Hold on. Hey, George, I can hear you. Come on up. George, Sheriff's Office, come on out.
Saying, hold on.
What's going on, man?
No crap. I have to go to the bus, you guys. I'm going to be back. Hold on.
What's going on? Talk to me. What's going on today?
I have to go to the bus stop. I will be back. Never fear. I will never leave you here.
Do you speak English? Yes. Okay, so tell me what's going on. Why are you here right now? Because she called me. So tell me, you want to tell me what's going on?
Did she really come?
Where are these cuts on your neck?
Is she over there?
Did you want to talk to me about the cuts on your neck?
Yeah, no, baby.
Okay, do me a favor, turn around. Put your hands right there. What? Why am I getting cooked up? Hold on a second. Why am I getting cuffed up, sir? 2424, when is diagnosed here? Okay, come over here. Yeah, well, I'm going to talk to you. We'll talk to you about it in a sec, okay? Any weapons on you? No, not at all. Okay, have a seat, my friend. Have you been drinking today? Yeah. Okay. A lot or a little bit? Like, do you understand what's going on right now? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and read these, okay? I'm just gonna need you to answer yes or no every time I ask you a question, okay? You have the right to remain silent, do you understand that? Anything you say will be used in court as evidence against you, do you understand that? You are entitled to talk to an attorney now and have him present now and at any time during the questioning, do you understand that? Yes. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you without cost, do you understand that? Yes. Okay. Do you desire to consult with an attorney first or have one during this interview? Yes or no? Okay. If at any time hereafter you wish to remain silent and have an attorney present, all questioning will be stopped, do you understand? Yes. Okay. Has anyone at any time threatened, coerced, promised you anything in order to induce you to make a statement? No. Okay. Do you understand these rights as I read them to you? Yes. Okay. Do you wish to talk to me at this time? Yes. Okay. So, tell me what happened today. What is going on? She said that you hit her and you choked her. What? No, sir. No, sir. Okay, she's got a lump on her head. How did she get the lump on her head? I don't know. She just take me in. I don't know. Officer, I don't know. Did you push her, hit her, anything like that? No, not at all. Okay, how did she get the lump on her head? I don't know. Okay, what brought you over here today? I was trying to get my ID and my social, and my birth certificate. And she's not trying to give me that. Okay, but obviously you've been here for a little bit. I mean, your shirt's off, you've been drinking, so you didn't want to just come over here to get something. So like, how long have you been here? For a while. Okay. So what about what, so a while, like an hour or 2 hours? Okay. How long have you guys been dating? We've been together for 2 years. For 2 years? Okay. Are you guys still dating right now, or are you broken up? Okay. And I work right there at Ace. Okay, so you came over here today, so for about a while ago, an hour or 2. What have you been doing since you've been here? Okay, so just spending time with her, and then all of a sudden she decided to run outside and call the cops? Why would she do that? You don't know? She's nice, dude. She's nice. Okay, that's fine. But you can hear her. But what you gotta understand, what you're telling me isn't really adding up. Because she gave me her side of the story. What she said? And she's saying that you had it. That's all I need, man. It's ma'am, I'm doing my job, okay? You just sit there and be quiet. I'll be over to talk to you when I can. Every time you start yelling, you're interfering. She's the one that she just snatched out of nowhere. She's mad because she took me out of the lease. She took me out of the lease. And I told these guys of the lease. I can't cash my check. I can't cash my check. What about her? So please, doctor. Okay, so you came over and talked to her about cashing your check? Yes. Okay, yeah, you've been here for a couple hours. Okay, so what happened to make her run outside and call police? Because I'm seeing cuts on you and I'm seeing about the bruises at her. But you're not telling me what happened. And you're the one sitting in the back of a cop car right now. I don't even know what happened. Did she hit you? All the time. Who hit who first? She does all the time. So she hit you first? All the time. What's today? I'm talking about today. You don't know if she hit you today? Huh? Do you have an ID on you? She has it. She has it? Yeah. Okay. Can you grab his ID for me?
No, I don't have it.
He said it's in the house.
No, I threw it in the bushes.
Where in the bushes? Because I need it.
Friends, love, whenever I however, oh my gosh, the front door is open and I don't even know where my dogs are. Oh, here, find the desk. I don't have his ID.
You said you threw it in the bushes. Where in the bushes did you throw it? Could you please go look over there?
So what's happening?
It's in the back of the cop car. You said he hit you, he beat you, you have a bump. Okay?
I don't have it. You can look up here.
Publishing portions of 19-054, or, pardon, 054917 underscore BAT underscore DV hyphen 2. For the record, it is about 47 minutes, 20 seconds long. State will publish 000 to 2 minutes and 19 minutes to 22 minutes. And all evidence will go back to the jury with a scrub computer.
Where were you?
His brother and his ranting mother came over here, so it should be somewhere in here if they didn't find it. I don't have it.
No, I mean it makes getting his information a lot easier if I don't have to keep asking him questions. So that can just get it out there.
I'm not making any more difficult than I could. Friends, I'm not. I've already looked through here.
Okay.
Jorge, get your stuff over there. I'll get her start on Owens. You want to sit down?
She also has my birth certificate. Listen, she said that she threw in the bushes. I'm trying to find it. If you're looking here, you want to be meeting right now.
You told me I'm not going to get one. I love you. I don't know what it is when you're asking me for it.
Okay, maybe he didn't get to it yet. So I'm looking to see it. Oh, yeah. It was the back side of this. If you get any more bruises that show up that you didn't see while we were here.
Can I show you all the other pictures that I have that I have documented?
He's going to jail for this, so the rest of that can't leave anything up. But if anything else shows up, you can go take that paper down to headquarters.
It's not going to be anything else because you're taking him down.
I
Put
mean,
him under the jail.
He's going.
Under the jail.
Okay. We're all set then.
What else do you, I could show you bloody fingers and bloody faces and black eyes and.
I know, it sounds like you guys need to probably not hang out with each other anymore.
Hello.
I know.
That's
I know,
why
but
I left him 3 weeks ago.
But this also isn't the first time, so, with both you guys, with the cops out here.
No.
Okay?
I've had to lie to you guys 3 times.
And you shouldn't have to do that, so let's make this maybe the last time.
Now I'm not lying.
And I appreciate that, okay? And keep going, okay?
They're gonna come and tell me.
Who's that?
Just like I told the other sheriff, they're gonna come and tell me.
Okay. If you,
I want you to know that. Look.
if you're, are you talking about the
Yes.
family?
Yes.
Okay. So
I want you to know, I am full blown. They're gonna come and tell me.
go down to the courthouse, okay, and get an injunction against them. Did you get the pamphlet for the victim's rights pamphlet? Okay, so you know that there's a place where you can
They're
go tonight?
going to come and tell me.
Okay, so you got the victim's rights pamphlet, you know there's a place you can go tonight then? It's in the
The
bed?
domestic, I'm gonna go sleep over her house.
Perfect,
Neighbors.
okay. Do you have any more questions?
Can I get up?
This one. I'm working. I didn't tell that. Okay, have a good day. Okay, that's good enough. I know. Thank you. Okay.
I love it.
This one. Okay. Have a good day, man.
Look, and whatever the fuck he says,
Okay.
tell him to eat a dick. Hey.
Okay, have a good night. Good night. Thank you. Have a good day.
Tell him to thank you.
Publishing video file axon_flex_2_video. It's the only one that starts with that name in this folder.
Tell me in the chat if you've been swayed by any of these videos and how so.
So, why don't you come over and give me a written statement about what happened? I have it over here by my car. Sure, just stay right there. Now, go ahead and get your stuff done over there, and I'll get her started on Owens. You want to sit down in here? Is that all right? Okay.
Love! Don't leave!
Come on, let me call you here. Let's get this done.
I'm not getting arrested.
No, I'm getting a statement from you. You're not being arrested. So,
Okay, look, I'll come over and see you in like 5.
come on.
Thanks, buddies. They know.
Let's get this done.
They know.
Okay.
Good.
Now, would you come in here so we can do your statement, please? And stop this. Sit down at the table and let's get your statement filled out.
He didn't believe I would ever do it. How much stuff for? Is that okay?
Sure.
He didn't believe I would ever do it. Like, fight back? Like,
You never thought I would do it.
Did you have?
I'm not getting arrested.
No, you're not getting arrested. I've already told you that.
Yeah. It's on the couch. It's on the couch.
Need your ID, please.
It's on the couch.
No, ma'am, I just need your ID,
Okay,
please.
look, I can write that on the couch.
I will give you the statement to write. I need your ID, please. I don't need to sit on the couch to fill this out. You can. I sit down all day, but I appreciate the offer.
Yes, it's comfy. I just come out, sorry. Thank you, God, he's gone. Oh, man, they're gonna come over here and try to kill me. I don't want you to know that. They're gonna come over here and try to kill me.
Who's that?
His brothers and his mother and his father. They're gonna come over here and try and kill me.
Don't open the door for
It doesn't matter. They can all go up there and rant and bullshit and everything, and then they cause commotion, and then I get complaints against me. Anyway, my name is Sarah.
them. Hi, sir. I'm showing this out just a minute.
What's your name?
Jeff, Deputy Brown.
Jeff. Well, did he get called off?
He will be. Do you have a phone number, ma'am?
407-716-8684. I'm not getting arrested.
Nope, you're not. Did you do something you should be arrested for?
No,
Okay.
for the last time I fought back. For 20 years.
Do you have an email address here?
last time she fought back, she was arrested. This is dated 6/15/2019.
S-U-N, K-as-in-Kate, P-as-in-Paul, _1800 @yahoo.com. You can totally come sit down up here.
I sit down all day. I appreciate the offer, but want to get this done for you. Just a little more comfortable for me to stand and do this.
I can't tell you how amazing it is. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to say that. Sorry.
Okay.
She did testify to that.
Oh, crap, the car's still there.
Okay, come on in and sit down so you can get this filled out. Okay, what I need you to do is you'll just print your name right where that X is, and then I need you to just write the story about what happened today.
She's hammered. She can't write a story. She's hammered.
I don't even know what trigger it is.
So is this a husband, boyfriend? Are you guys married?
No.
How long have you been together?
2.5 years.
Was he drinking or anything today?
Yeah.
Both of you?
I have.
Okay.
Bless you.
Nothing wrong with that.
Here's my hour benefit, but it's like you are work, but
Okay, I need you to show us it. Very
I
nice.
do our work.
Very nice.
I have as many 17 years like I do our work.
No, nothing wrong with that. And who called the police? Did you call the police? Okay. Call 911?
Yes.
Very good. Has this happened before?
3 times. The last one that came up and they're like, oh yeah, we read your statement, so you know kind of who you are and what's going on.
So 3 times the police evaded? Was there ever, was sheriff, were there reports written when they were here?
I'm not even sure about that. I didn't have to sign anything.
Okay.
Not worth it. Okay. I'm not really sure what else he's saying. I'm not really like.
What does it say? Can you read it to me?
Throwing me off the bed and being in the head and stuff. Am I supposed to write all that?
Yep, everything that happened.
I'm just writing all that?
Yep, everything that happened.
Thank you, Tanny Simmons.
All that?
Yeah.
I'm seeing my neighbors out there, because they know their children are going to come at the house and they know who it is.
So what was your phone number again? 407?
716.
Thank you, Jam Cracker.
716. I'm not getting arrested.
Nope.
Turnt. It's turnt, Jam Cracker.
I'm in the car still.
County charge $25. Could you give me 424 case number, please?
Stopping publishing at 10 minutes, 0 seconds on that file. Proceeding to third folder, OCSO 19-055572. Publishing audio file 911 call, dash first.
Okay, 911 call. But before that, 20th Century Fox wants to know, can the defense cross-examine on these videos? Well, there's no witness to cross-examine, see? The videos speak for themselves, but if they need to put on a surrebuttal case, they may be able to do that. The judge has not decided yet. Great question, though.
911, what is the location of the emergency? Well, I didn't have an emergency here at my place, but my boyfriend was arrested, I think, last Thursday, and he has a no contact form, and he took it upon himself to come over to my house yesterday and took the bike that I bought for him, which is technically mine, and also my debit card. So, and okay, it's admitted to him. If he bought it, then it's a gift. He didn't. Okay, that's fine. I need my debit card though. Like I have my 8-year-old son coming over here. I can't get my groceries for him. Okay, then what's your address? My address is 47.
Okay, she said, I got a order of protection against him, and yesterday he came over and took my bike and my debit card.
That's 48 Branch, FRANTV, okay, 4. So what's your apartment number? 3? Your apartment number? 3? Okay, just to make sure I heard you right. Sure. Okay. Do you use anything else with a credit card? Yeah, he bought beer and cigarettes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, she said she gave the bike to him as a gift, but it's really hers. That's what she said.
SARAH,
Okay, Gary, call back is 477-716-8684. Yes, okay. And he's at his parents' house right now, so if you need the actual address over there or whatever, she's done. I'm sorry, Gary, what did you say? He's actually at his parents' house right now, so I don't know. Okay, well, we're gonna come to you first to make a report, okay? Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna get all this information in here, but consider it up to you. And,
Yeah, exactly right. She said he took the bike that I bought for him, but then she said, but it's really mine, right? She had to qualify it like it's really mine because I bought it.
So the WC, okay? All right, so when did this happen? Yesterday. So it's your ex-boyfriend? Yeah, I mean, technically he's my boyfriend, but yeah, at this point he's my ex. All right, what's his name? George, Jorge. Buffett. Torres, Torres. Okay, by chance, do you know how old he is? He's 41. 21378. Okay. So guys, please can recommend you, or you like my first edit? I'm white. So what color shirt pants are you wearing? Right now I'm wearing a blue shirt with white sweatpants. And there's a green pineapple on my door because it covers up the three. Okay. Do you have any?
Do you know what the pineapple, the upside down pineapple is a sign of? Wait, she had a pineapple on her door? Oh, hold on.
And there's a green pineapple on my door because it covers up the three. Okay. Do you have any weapons on you or in your home? No. I mean, I have a baseball bat, but that's just only when I'm here by myself or me and my little 8-year-old. So. And you said the pineapple covering the three? Yeah, the green pineapple covering up the three that says welcome. And I have a little bird flag out front. Okay. All right, sir, we're going to the next available WC, okay? No worries. All right. Thank you very much for the help. You're very welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, bye.
Publishing audio file 911 call -2nd.
911, what is the location of your emergency? I don't necessarily have an emergency. It's 4748 Branch Court.
4748, what's the street name?
I'm sorry, what?
4748 and the name of the street.
Branch Court.
And what's going on there?
It's no contact thing.
Okay.
He's over here again.
Okay, is it Branch?
My fucking pants racing.
Okay, is it Branch Court or French Court?
FRANCD.
What's the appointment number?
I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that upside down pineapple is a sign for that a lot of people don't know about. So I'm glad we could educate you, chat, today.
3.
Just lightening the mood a little.
What's going on there?
It's heavy stuff here.
Too much.
Okay. What's going on?
Oh my, I don't know what my dog, she's dead. Hold on a second, please. I'm sorry, hold on. Come on. No, I gotta go on the plane. I'm sorry, hold on one second. I'm so sorry to take your butt. No, get out. Oh,
Ma'am, what's your name?
Sarah.
Okay.
Get out of here. You picked my pantry.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Do you need a deputy?
No.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, what did you ask me?
Do you need a deputy?
No, not necessarily. I'm trying to get my dog. I have a blind dog and a deaf dog. I'm trying to get them in.
Okay, you're dialing 911.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't need a deputy?
He's here again. Take it. That's mine in full voucher. You're eating in my pantry. And who's this person to you? Oh, ma'am? Yes. Well, the first office, you're gonna send somebody. So, I'm okay. Regardless. I know how it works. I'm okay. That's not yours. Hello? I'm still here. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Okay. Yeah, so. What do you want me to do? Put it back. Thanks, okay. Okay, you're just somebody you're over, so, like, do what you gotta do.
All right, have a good day.
Publishing the one video in this file that starts with file line axon.
What's up, bro?
It's you guys.
It is. So what happened? What's going on now? Did this just happen?
What? No.
I said earlier.
This is,
Oh, no, Ryan is in.
all right, this is 3 days later. This is 6/18 of 2019.
Okay.
So who called? So what's happening?
They're asking you, not me.
Yeah, you speak to him, I'll speak to you, man. Come here. So I'm guessing you called for a reason, right?
Only 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you realize he's here though, right? Have you been drinking?
I had a drink.
Okay.
It was raining.
I did drink.
I looked at 116, if I did call him for the road, the manager, or the store manager.
No, look door, like, you know, I have my guy.
Okay, well, this is here to demonstrate the area to one of the Hispanic males. And tattoos all over, no shirt, no pants.
Yeah, after he's here.
Other one has to.
Yeah, you can stay right here. You can stay right here. He doesn't know. You didn't allow him.
Another like male, no restrictions, bar, like, in there, check this.
Yeah, after. We left it earlier. We respected your wish earlier. Yeah, we respected your wish earlier, okay? But he's here. Okay.
24 hours.
That's the only reason. Yeah, I have to make it go.
Doing it, Fred, that,
You can stay right here. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. You don't have to go.
Transfer proceeds referred last night.
Oh, you can sit back, it's not ringing. It's just sprinkling, it's okay.
Whatever you want to.
You said.
Hey, but I'm literally begging you, no.
Yeah, but you know he's gonna have to. Stay.
Last week, we got into I guess physical or whatever, I don't know. I got taken out of here with no shirt, no shoes or whatever.
And then you went and saw the judge, right?
Yes.
And what did he say?
The judge was like,
Was it a female or male?
female.
Female? Okay. What, you know what she said?
He was bad.
Yes. My head hurts. Like, easy. I'm like, no, grab. That's a dog. I know. No, this is a thin blue line bracelet. Stop.
I did not get it.
We're not doing it.
At all.
Did you get any form of paperwork?
I got paperwork, but I didn't get.
What was that paperwork for?
Paperwork was,
What does it say?
no.
With who? With who?
With her, but she never said anything like that. It was just the judge that put it.
The judge is on the matters, right?
Is it?
Is she? I believe so. She's above us.
Is she above her?
She's the judge. She's the law. Okay.
You guys only put me in. I have no.
Is my other guy here? Okay. So here's the deal, man. Your paperwork says that you can't have any contact whatsoever with her. Okay. And if you do, it's a new charge. Okay. So. Have you been? Has she been drinking today? Have you been drinking? Okay. How long have you been here since?
I'm gonna be honest. You guys came here. He called me.
We know, because we went to your work of employment, and they told, and they told us that you just left. Yep, and we knew that, she called you. We knew that. We knew she called.
Oh, it's just, he called me and said,
Yep.
where's he coming?
You're correct. Okay, so you know what's gonna happen, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Stand up, Rosemary. You can take one last puff.
Please?
Yeah, one last, go ahead. Just put it out real quick. Alright, wait, one more.
Wait, no.
We're switching to the Menendez press conference in a second. It has not started yet. Please do not redirect. Thank you. I already have it set up for 4:30. We're moving over to that, please. Thank you.
Never make sure that
Relax. Okay. I want to get you off your head. I want you to know where I'm at.
Right, you promised.
I don't think they promised you that.
I think it was earlier.
Well, that was earlier. This has been transaction. Right?
I didn't call.
You didn't say you called.
See, I told you.
But did you call him earlier?
I know. I'm aware.
See, I told you.
Because he just told us. And we know the store told us.
I told you. Wait, is there anything that you do?
You're good. You can stay right there.
No, is there anything that you not?
No, man, you know he has no contact order on a judge. He can't be here.
Okay.
All right, buddy. You need help for anything? No, we don't. We have our information already. So here's what's gonna happen, bud. You're gonna take the ride back down, and because it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're gonna see a judge tomorrow morning. We'll see you today. It might be the same judge that gave me the no contact order. Okay? That's it. From here on out, bud, until that case is resolved, you cannot come here. Okay? Or have contact with her, even if she invites you. Okay? She called us earlier, told us that you guys had a no contact order. Okay? She don't want anything to start, so we told her because it's domestic, instead of to ask you. Okay, so, alright, but just make sure you got nothing on them. Hey, you have anything on you, alright, bud? We'll make that cordial as can be. Okay, we promise it, alright? What you say? I love you, babe.
I love you, babe.
I love you. Call Robert Love. Hello, get up. Sarah, call Robert Love. No. It's all right, babe. Just give me your mom's phone. It's not there. I don't know it. So the domestic battery charge that he got hit with last week or whatever it was, he was given a no contact order by the judge. Okay, whether she invites him or not, I know. He knows he can't be here. So he was here this morning, and she called us this morning. Okay, he's now back. And he knows by the he can't get my time. No, he gets a phone call, he's not. Yeah, he gets when he gets in. Well, if you got a piece of paper real quick, you can get it for me, I'll give it to him. You don't know your mother's phone? She had. If you can get it real quick, we'll give it to him. You're not getting mother's somebody. Make sure that.
Publishing from folder OCSO 19-078009. First item is a PDF of photographs.
Press conference didn't start yet. We have a minute or two, but then we're flipping over to that. So if you want to finish watching this, you can go to Law and Crime. You will be redirected when I end this stream. Yeah, the jury is present. No, I mean, if you want to continue watching Sarah Boone, you can go to Law and Crime. As soon as I end the Sarah Boone stream, we are going to teleport and cover the Menendez Brothers press conference live, which is happening in 2 minutes.
here.
Because the last time I was here, you guys had a fight at the bar. And you
No,
home and cried.
No, we're
Or
not.
he came home from a bar. Someone came home from a bar.
Hey, who's that? Jorge, George?
Yeah, watch out for the blind one. Is she there? She's dead. Can you just pick it up? No problem.
What's going on, Ty?
You didn't think I'd call. You can go fish.
Okay, come on, George. Off couch.
Go out there. No, they're not staying on there.
Okay. I know you think this is playtime. No.
They're ready.
Sarah, are you serious?
Yeah, I don't want to be punched in the neck. Told you I will not hesitate.
All right, come on in. Because I want to talk outside. What?
Oh, it's nice not to be taking your shoes from last time.
Ma'am, you want to get driving for me?
All right, here's what I'm going to do. They're getting ready to do this press conference. We're teleporting over to that. Take a look at the timestamp on this video. It's 8/29/2019. Timestamp is like at 32 seconds. If you'd like, go over to Law & Crime and watch that. As soon as I end the stream, you're teleporting to Menendez. I'll see you there in 3, 2, 1, go.